Hello, my name is Art Deaver. This is the second video in a series about what the county, the Port of Umpqua, and the Salmon Harbor Management Committee are doing to the towns of Winchester Bay and Reedsport, Oregon. I think it can be shown and explained with three photos. The first one here is a view from Salmon Harbor's RV resort. Beautiful views of boats. The RV Park's newsletter is always noting how wonderful the view of the boats is as seen from their RV spaces. And it is. It is beautiful. And on summer nights, it's a romantic view with the lights from the docks and the boats. This view has been created over the last 2 or 3 years. The next photo is a view the county commissioners, the Salmon Harbor Management Committee, and the Port of Umpqua has planned for everyone else. They quit maintaining the docks in the East Basin and quit using revenue from the business leases and the mooring rents to maintain these docks. Now 90% of the boats have moved. And recently, slam dunk, we were notified that the rest are going to move and these docks will be closed and removed. What is going to be left is this view. It's not as romantic or as inviting as the previous picture, is it? If you own a business that is at all tourist dependent and sells anything to tourists, this is what our officials have planned for you. This will have a devastating impact to your business. The end result, over just a couple of years, will be more and more empty and vacant buildings here and in Reedsport. It will discourage anyone from starting a business in the area if that business is at all tourist dependent. A boat presence here in the East Basin is what makes the tourists stop. It's been the defining attraction for this area for over 50 years. It brings people to our events like Art by the Bay, Cool Coastal Nights, and Ocean Fest. It brings people to our restaurants, to our markets, and to other businesses in Reedsport and Winchester Bay. Without the boats, the views from 101, the bayfront, and the businesses will be nothing but a depressing view of abandoned pilings. Tourists don't stay in motels in a depressed area. They don't go to restaurants that overlook sticks just sticking out of the water. They don't browse in gift shops between abandoned buildings. The process of abandoning a boat presence here is already underway and will be completed within a year if we don't get the above officials to work in a new direction. They need to be made to understand the value of a boat presence in the East Basin. It enhances the value of business, even the businesses on their own land, and the communities of Reedsport and Winchester Bay as a whole. Taking out the docks and boats is a monumental business error for our future. The officials that have the power to prevent this are our county commissioners, the Umpqua Port Authority, and the Salmon Harbor Management Committee. The county commissioners and the Umpqua Port Authority are elected. The SHMC is appointed. And the harbor is governed by an interagency agreement between the Port of Umpqua and the Salmon Harbor Management Committee. Look at item 3 in this document. It's part of the mission statement of the Port Authority. Verbatim, it says, the job of the Port Authority is to provide a strategy for retaining existing business and attracting new business and industry to enhance local economic diversification efforts. Eliminating a boat presence in the East Basin and carting our docks away is not a strategy for retaining existing business and attracting new businesses. It's a strategy that will create lots of vacant businesses in Winchester Bay and Reedsport. Look at this photo. This won't attract new business. Now let's look at the job of the Salmon Harbor Management Committee. And I quote, "The objective of Salmon Harbor, as provided by ordinance, is to promote recreation, tourism, and water-related commercial and marine industrial activities in the Winchester Bay area." I don't see how you're promoting water-based activities when you're taking away the docks. There are many tourist-dependent businesses that lease their land from Salmon Harbor itself. I'm going to show you a series of photos of these businesses. They are all nicely maintained. Though most of them are struggling, these are wonderful businesses. Our officials have basically abandoned not only these businesses, but also the value of the land they own under these businesses. The Port of Umpqua has funding abilities if they are made to understand how important this is to the area's future. I've read their meeting minutes, and I've read Salmon Harbor's Management Committee meeting minutes. I don't see that either of these agencies has ever understood the importance of docks in the East Basin, or that either agency has any real interest or made any commitment to work to save our docks. Mostly the port has said it's Salmon Harbor's responsibility and there's no money. And Salmon Harbor says to talk to the Port Authority. Both agencies seem to have other priorities and are basically disinterested. And that needs to change. I cannot see how there could be anything more important to the future of our area or any higher priority than this. When the above agencies succeed in getting all the boats to the West Basin and in the center of their RV resort, there are perhaps 200 businesses in the area that will be impacted by it. I'm just going to show you the ones that are on the waterfront in the East Basin and that are on land leased from the Salmon Harbor itself. 2 new businesses on this leased land are planning to open this summer. Seems that while they try to succeed, the Harbor and Port Authority and our commissioners are planning their failure. I've talked to many of the business owners here and in Reedsport. Those that know about this are angry as hell about it. When enough people in the area find out and understand what the Port Authority, Salmon Harbor Management Committee, and our county commissioners have planned for us, we need to have a joint meeting with all 3 agencies, and we need to hold it in the Pacific Theater at the high school. There we can all ask them for a commitment to find a way to prevent this. I don't know if there's ever been a joint meeting with all 3 groups. There are ways that the Port Authority can borrow funds. It has the ability to borrow and to obtain grants. It gets funds from the county and state. It's found funds for the capital outlays that we have seen in the RV resort. It has obtained grants from state agencies in the past. They could even sell the RV resort or lease it out. It belongs in the private sector anyway and not in competition with RV parks here. That would allow these agencies to get back to their primary mission statement about running the harbor. A smart dock designing firm could take advantage of the existing piling configuration and design docks that are compatible with it. We don't need or expect all the boats to move, but with the current philosophy of these agencies, it will take all of us to get them to change direction. Thank you for watching and listening.